Hi everyone, I am the Beardy Red Viking, and this is another episode of Metal Mailbox. So, welcome to another episode of Metal Mailbox. In this episode, I'm going to be showing you a few VCLTs I've received over the last few months. As you know, I have been out of action for various periods of time over the last few months for various different reasons, including a back injury, recovery from back injury, other illnesses, and just apathy and me being a bit shit at getting myself motivated to make videos. But I'm trying to get back on a schedule of one every week or two at most. We'll see how we get on. But yeah, as I say, a few VCLTs to show you. Going to show you first of all what we're listening to in the background, which is Fourth to the Fight, which is a compilation of 4 different Irish bands. This particular one we're listening to right now is Mausoleum. It features a band called Xylem, a band called Mausoleum, who we're listening to right now, as I say, a band called Deus Mortis, and I can't read the last one, Iweriu, I think it is. Yeah, Iweriu. It's from the Irish Metal Archive. I bought this for a few quid a few months back on their Bandcamp page, or it might have been on Discogs, actually, thinking about it. Either way, worth picking up, a few quid. 12 songs, 4 different bands, give it a go. So, first of all, I will dig into this package which has arrived in the post today. This has come from our good friend in the VC, Sean the Beast. Is absolutely relentless with sending us stuff. He's a very generous man, a lovely fella. Met him a good few times. I was talking to him at the Hellripper and Warbringer gig last week, and he mentioned that he'd been to see Voivod the week before. I mentioned they're a band I've heard of over the years. I've listened to bits here and there, but I've never got round to digging into them. He said he was the same a few years back. He picked up a box set, and he's recently picked up all their stuff on vinyl since then, and he said, if you want it, I'll send you the Voivod box set in the post on the CD. I was like, I'd appreciate that very much, thank you very much. And he asked me to send my address again, because we're all rubbish at remembering stuff like that, aren't we? So I did, and he sent me this, which I'm pretty sure contains more than just a single CD box set. So I probably should have had the foresight to bring a knife with me, which I normally do, but I haven't done that, so give me a second and I'll dig into it. Nicely packaged. Got some local news for me to read if I get bored. Probably won't do that. But here we go. I'm going to try and not look at what I'm opening before I pick it up and show you. So what have we got? I'm guessing that's the box set, and then I think there's 3 other CDs there. So we'll start with the box set. So it's the Forgotten in Space box set from last year. It's the CD version. Even though I've never listened to Voivod, I must admit I was tempted by the vinyl edition because I'm a bit of a sucker for these noise box sets. But happy to have it on CD, and I'll actually give them a good proper listen and probably share my thoughts on that over the next few weeks. So this is Forgotten in Space CD box set collection of the Noise Records years. It includes Raw, Killing Technology, Dimension Heteros, No Speed Limit, Live 86, Dimension Heteros demos, and then a Chaos Mongers DVD. So that's pretty cool. Thank you very much, Sean. You are very kind. It's got a nice little booklet in there. Cosmic Drama. Stuff about the logo, about the dudes in the band. Some of the early recordings, pictures, the usual kind of stuff. got the discs themselves. So we've got Raw, got Killing Technology, Dimension Hatrus, Chaos Mongers, which is the DVD, No Speed Limit, Weekend 86, and the demos. So I will be digging into that thoroughly over the next couple of weeks, and I might come back with a video and share my opinions later down the road. So I've just seen the back of that. I don't think I've taken it in, but I'm going to switch it up and try and forget what I've seen there. So what have we got next? Awesome. Obituary Cause of Death Live Infection. Another thing I've had my eye on the vinyl version of, but not got round to picking up. It's the live recording of the classic album Cause of Death, and it did during lockdown, I think. That time of yonder that we all wish we could forget ever happened. But now thankfully is long in the past. So we've got the CD of it, and then we've got the DVD. No, not a DVD, it's a Blu-ray, even better. Absolutely thrilled with that, mate. Thank you so much. There's the dudes looking gnarly in the studio. That's great, thank you, dude. Really appreciate that. Thank you so much. Next up, we have, I cannot read that at all. Filth Digger. Defile. Give me a second. One of them daft old school looking fonts that are really difficult to read. Filth Digger, Defied, Mummified. Cavernous Records release. I'm sure Mark G, Liam and a few of the dudes will know this stuff. Probably even already shown it, and they show me that much stuff. I probably already had this on a list somewhere and completely forgotten about it. But that's great. Cavernous Records, so that is bound to be filthy, dirty and horrible death metal. So again, not familiar with it, but I've probably heard of it. I've probably been recommended it by those two dudes that have been mentioned there, and probably one or two others as well as the VC. But yeah, that looks like it might well be some Riddick artwork on the front there. That's cool, thank you very much, dude. And then finally, Horrified, Descent into Putridity, which is a Memento Mori release, 7 tracks. Again, I would expect that to be filthy, dirty, horrible death metal. Thank you very much, Sean, you are too kind. I will be giving all of these a good few listens over the next few weeks, and I'm going to really enjoy that, I know that much. Thank you so much, dude. I've said it a million times every time you send me stuff. You are too kind. The next VCLT is one from just before Christmas from, you guessed it, Sean the Beast. He messaged me and asked me if I'd heard of the Antichrist Imperium or heard their stuff. I had heard of them, and I think I'd heard 1 or 2 of the tracks on Spotify or something like that. You know, when it starts playing stuff that you've not listened to after the end of an album that you were listening to. And I'd enjoyed it. Well, I hadn't bought the albums at that point. I'd had my eye on it, but I think most of their stuff had sold out on their Bandcamp. So he offered to send me the new album, which had just been released at that point, and I was very thankful. And I expected to receive the one album in the post. Next day, Upturns all 3 of their albums, plus another one, which I'll show you in a minute. So the Antichrist Imperium, this was the album I was expecting, the one that was released last year. They've got 3, this is volume 3, Satan in his original glory. And then he also sent me, I'll go backwards because I've already shown you the 3rd one. So volume 2, Every Tongue Shall Praise Satan. And then just self-titled, The Antichrist Imperium. So if you haven't heard of Antichrist Imperium, they are a band made up of extreme metal royalty. You've got David Gray, who you'll have heard of if you're aware of Akakoka, if you're aware of Voices. He's played drums with Anal Nathrak, he's played drums with My Dying Bride, others as well. Those are the main ones. Then you've got Matt Wilcock, who was in the Berserker, who were insane industrial death metal madness. Saw them live at Bloodstock in 2007, 2008, something like that. Saw him a couple of years before that in a tiny venue in Manchester as well. Absolutely furious band. He's the guitarist. So you've got him playing guitars, bass, keyboards, all sorts of instruments. And then you've got David Gray on the drums. And then you've got two vocalists. You've got Sam Bean, who was also in the Berserker, as well as other bands. And then you've got Samuel Loynes, who was in Akakoka, who was in Shrines. So yeah, people who know what they're doing, basically. And it's, as you might expect, satanic, evil, blackened, progressive death metal, I guess you could call it, but it's all over the place. It's absolutely insane. There's melodic sections, there's blasting sections, there's melodic vocals, there's absolutely horrific vocals. It's all praising Satan, slagging off Jesus and God. I'm all for all that. The artwork is superb. So yeah, he sent me the 3 albums that they've released so far. Even the discs have got cool artwork on them. So that's the first album, which is superb. That is self-titled. And he also sent me the second album, Volume 2, Every Tongue Shall Praise Satan. And you've got a nun there, looking a little bit disturbed with Baphomet in the background. This one, it's a good album, but I found the production was a bit muddy, a bit murky, which kind of spoiled it a little bit for me. It was still a good album, still exemplary musicianship, still immense artwork. Look at that. The disc itself, you've got a nun bending over, ready for Satan. And you've got the goat himself, and again, those are the dudes. And then you've got a bunch of nuns bowing down, praying to the man himself. Again, same kind of stuff. I didn't think that the songs were quite as good as the first album, and as I say, that might be because the production spoiled things a little bit on that one. They did change the guy who mixed it and the guy who mastered it, I think. And I also get different guys recording the instruments and stuff as well, so I think that's made a difference. But then the third album, Satan in His Original Glory, Volume 3, again, look at that artwork. You'll have probably seen this 1,000 times by now. This is just superb. Again, the CD has got some rather rude artwork on it. A couple of nuns going to town on Baphomet's penis. And then, yeah, there's a bit of a theme going on with this band in general with the lyrics. But yeah, absolutely superb. Highly recommend checking them out. Even the second album, it's great. It's a great album. It's got that Injustice for All kind of vibe, but it's a great album, but spoiled by the production. Not that I'm comparing it to Injustice for All, because it sounds nothing like Injustice for All, of course. Not that you need me to tell you that. The other one he sent me was, I'm not even going to try and pronounce it, that word there, by Chest Crush. Some rather gnarly looking artwork on the front there. This is Scottish, filthy, dirty, horrible death metal. It's a sludgy sounding death metal. It's got elements of grindcore, elements of post metal in there as well. As I say, there's lots of blackened sound, there's lots of tremolo picking and stuff like that, lots of fast, ferocious sections, but then there's also slower sections. It's nihilistic as fuck, it's horrible, it makes you feel a little bit ill, but in the best kind of way. It's disgusting and I fucking love it. Highly recommend picking that one up as well. So that was the second of 3 VCLTs I'm going to show you in this particular video. The third of which was from my good mate Mastodon Mart, who I have mentioned once or twice on this channel before. He sent me this back in January, just after I'd injured my back. Bless him. Sent me a note with it as well. Beardy Red Viking, hello pal. Mate, this is just a little gift. Hope you don't have it. I didn't think you did. Hope you get better soon, pal. All the best. Mastodon Mart. And that just sums up what a lovely dude this guy is. Honestly, if you haven't watched any of his channel, any of his videos, go and check out his channel. I'll link it down below. I would link Sean's channel down below, but he still refuses to make videos for some annoying reason. Anyway, this is Mastodon's medium rarities from, when was it from? I'm going to say 2020. It seems around about that kind of time. The murky, horrible days have gone by. Yeah, it was 2020. It's a collection of rarities and unreleased stuff from, as you know, one of my favourite bands, Mastodon. Fallen Torches is the first track on there. It's a single you may have heard. Then there's sort of re-recorded versions of other songs or instrumental versions, a few B-sides and live cuts, stuff like that. I didn't have this, so thank you very much, Mart. Much appreciated, mate. It is on very bright pink vinyl. It comes in just one of them single sleeves with the two records in. Both discs look the same, so that's pretty much it in terms of contents of that. Well, this is really good. I really enjoyed it. I've got it on the CD already, but I did not have it on vinyl, so I'm really glad to have that on vinyl. Thank you so much, mate. Really appreciate it. Sorry it's taken me so long to show it and show you my gratitude and appreciation, but better late than never, eh? So that's my video for today. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you all have a good weekend. Take care and keep an eye out for more videos coming, as I'm going to be trying to get more coming out on a more regular basis going forward. So thanks very much. Hope you enjoyed the video. Please leave a like if you did. Leave me a comment if you've got anything you'd like to discuss with me about any of this or anything else for that matter. I'm always happy to chat down below in the comments. Subscribe if you want to see more. Hit me up on Facebook, Instagram, whatever. It's all linked in my bio. So thank you very much. Take care. All the best. Beardy Red Viking out.